we're gonna move on to E3, and let's see. We got, obviously, you know, it's about a month away, a little less, and obviously we're excited.
Man,
it's gonna be good. You know, we're gonna be having a reaction podcast without a doubt.
Oh man, we might be doing that shit live. We might have to do that live.
I think we
might
should.
too. We might have to sit up out there for that.
Can. Yeah,
man, because that's gonna be. I think we're in for a massive E3, man. I think this one's gonna be one of the ones. Almost like a couple years ago when they announced like the Final Fantasy VII remake, and what else did they announce that one? I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it was just, I remember the Sony conference especially just being like bomb after bomb.
Sony's like, just killing it the past few years,
oh my
honestly.
goodness, man.
Like killing it. I mean, you know, I'll commend Nintendo for having, you know, they only brought like one game to E3 last year, but that game was Breath of the Wild, and obviously that game got more attention than any other game that year's show, which I really respect. But that being said, there's, you know, Zelda's out now, and games that were announced at that E3 have obviously still not been released, let alone even given release dates, oddly enough. And, you know, that's one thing that we're going to get into as far as predictions go. But let's see, Adam, do you want to start with Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony?
I kind of want to start with Microsoft.
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing. Let's start off with Microsoft.
Yeah, man, because they got the Scorpio coming. I feel like they have the most to gain and lose at this E3 because they're obviously coming in third right now when it comes to the console race. Switch is, you know, keeping its momentum.
Yeah.
And they need to have something that's gonna bring like a nice little cool people back to their side, man, because I feel like if it goes the other way for them, it's gonna get ugly for Microsoft on the console front. It could be potentially. I mean, Microsoft are huge. They'll probably take that blow. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what they got for Scorpio. I keep hearing about the machine, the technology. You have the technology.
You got the tech.
Do you got the games, motherfucker?
Exactly. So, let's see. We obviously know that the Scorpio is going to be announced. We're going to get a name out of it. We know we're going to probably get a price and a release date. As far as games go, what do you think they're going to announce?
That's a good question, man. As far as announce, I wonder if they're going to announce like games that are come out as quote unquote, I want to call them launch titles, even though it's kind of an existing platform just augmented.
Right.
But I also feel like they're gonna announce stuff down the road. So as far as, I'm just gonna say general announcements. I'm not gonna speculate what's coming out with it and what's down the road, but
right.
They have to show some of their heavyweight stuff. So I think a Forza game will be on there because racing games are gorgeous. You know,
man. Going back to the Forza that you're playing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta back that up. That is one of the prettiest games I've ever seen or played in my life, without a doubt.
Matter of fact, I think they might use Horizon 3 as a eye candy system seller for it. You know that? Matter of fact, prediction, pack-in game.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. I will get an Xbox Scorpio if you pack that game in and have it running at what it's running at on this shit. Because wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crispy on the PC, and they can get close to that, or probably even match it at the Scorpio's specs, man. So I think that you package that in. I think I kind of want to say something Halo related, but it's been I don't know if they announced Halo 6. They probably do.
Maybe.
It's been a couple years now. I think they announced Halo 6.
Right.
Destiny is coming out. Whoop. Shit, over here, technical difficulty and it dropping the mouse. I think Destiny is going to be a big part of that because they showed the PC. It's coming out on PC too, so I think there's going to be some high-end Destiny shows. Other than that, man, some Microsoft properties. I'm trying to think because they just dropped a Gears of War.
Yep.
So I don't think that's on the table, really. Forza 7? Maybe an announcement with that. You know, Forza Horizon will hold you over with the gorgeousness, and then you get the whole game.
Yep.
VR. There's gonna be
HoloLens.
some kind of. I don't even think it's gonna be the HoloLens, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I feel like they might not even announce the platform that or what it's going to be. They might just say they're in development with VR. There's going to be VR on the Scorpio. They confirm that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just because so that give people that assurance that it might be early adopters.
Yeah.
But I still have this hunch, man, that Facebook ain't going to do shit with Oculus and all these lawsuits. Microsoft needs a headset. Oculus needs a home. That's gonna do. You know, I kind of feel like that's gonna happen.
Right. All right.
So, what do you think, man? What do you think their Scorpio enticements are gonna be?
Well, let's see. I do think we're gonna get something Halo related, without a doubt. Whether it's Halo 6. Whether it's, Halo Reach Remaster for the Xbox One and the Scorpio, whether it's new, like, Halo, you know how, like, it was Halo 3 ODST, there was that spin-off kind of game.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get one of those to hold us over until Halo 6. Or maybe any combination of those, honestly. I could see any of those things happening. And let's see, apart from Halo, just to get a Halo out of the way. With that being said, I would love the idea of that Forza 3 bundle. I'm just going to reiterate that because I would love that. I mean, am I positive that's going to happen? Not really, but if it does, I'm going to be fucking thrilled because I will definitely get that bundle, you guys. Please take note, Phil.
And if that happens, bro, I'm gonna put on my fucking psychic hat. I'm like, game predictor, games industry predictor.
Score 1 to A, score 0 to Z.
Call the bundles.
Exactly. We'll keep tally. We'll come back with a results thing, and if we make predictions and yada yada, we'll make a game out of it.
Yeah. Ooh, I got one that could be dope.
All right.
It might be kind of a wild card. I would be really happy to see this. Sunset Overdrive 2.
Okay.
Played the first one. First game I bought when I got an Xbox One was that game. And it's really good. It's made by, this was Insomniac, same people that made, I think it's Insomniac. Whoever made Ratchet and Clank, I think it's Insomniac.
I think that's right.
Yeah. They made it, and it's very creative. If you can imagine, they made the Ratchet and Clank. I showed you the last one they made on there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and same thing with the Sunset Overdrive. Super creative. Geared toward an older audience, so you get more mature jokes, stuff like that. It's really a funny game too, but that would be cool to see.
Absolutely.
A sequel to. So I would love to see that. I don't know if that'd be necessarily a system seller, but it could be a cool little, library edition to have.
Right.
I can see people wanting to grab it if they do it right.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so and let's see. I'm going to take it back to Xbox One Scorpio and see what else I can think of. I mean, we still are waiting for Crackdown 3 and Cuphead. I mean, I'm positive that the game will come out on both of those, and whether Crackdown 3 runs better or not, remains to be seen. I'm sure that it'll be the case, but, there is that to consider. Obviously, I think that when they announce the Scorpio, I think they're going to confirm, yes, this is backwards compatible, and you can play your Xbox One games like that are just for the Xbox One on your Xbox One Scorpio. I think they're going to confirm, certain small things like that, like how much memory it has. Unless that was already confirmed, I don't know.
I think they've released the full specs. I saw Digital Foundry did a pretty extensive,
I would assume that
profiling of it.
Already determined that. Let's see, other than Crackdown and Cuphead, you got your Halo, no Gears of War, I think. I kind of agreed there. I think that's not going to really be a thing. Let's see, they do own Rare. That's one thing. That's one thing that is worth keeping in mind.
And they've been kind of quiet.
Yeah.
They released that compilation like everything they ever did.
Yeah, that whole collection, and that was great.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing. What if they, God forbid, I'm gonna make this not a prediction, but more of a wishful thinking. This is what I would like: a new fucking Banjo-Kazooie by Rare. Bring it. No nuts and bolts nonsense, but like bring it back and shake it up and make it the modern version. Fucking,
The little shot at ukulele.
Yeah, exactly. Little shot at ukulele, precisely.
Bro, I got one that could potentially be a killer app.
Yeah.
If they do this right, I hope this has been in the works. I hope this is one of the things Rare's been doing. Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. Hell
Bro,
yeah.
if they come out with a Perfect Dark game that just looks absolutely crazy with the tech that the Scorpio's bringing to the table, and you need, like, first-person shooters sell games, and everybody's, even Call of Duty's getting sick of itself. You know what I'm saying? Went back to his roots. So we obviously don't need more of that. Perfect Dark was unique, bro.
It was. Absolutely. Absolutely. I played the Nintendo 64 one and the one on the Xbox 360. I remember that shit. That was fun. It was fun. And I mean, if they bring it back and they do it justice, but
yeah,
also exceed our expectations of what that would entail nowadays.
Exactly.
Wow, that could be a hell of an experience for Microsoft. I mean, Rare, that's a good amount of stuff. I mean, obviously not Diddy Kong Racing, but I mean, you know, apart from that, you got your Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Ooh,
Now,
bro.
what if that?
Bro.
Whew.
I think we might have just hit 2 properties that are going to be on the Scorpio to build some money. Because can you imagine, bro?
Oh, man.
Just like the people our age that see, all you have to do is, like, screen goes dark. Oh, God. Ah, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, it's Conker. We would lose our minds, bro. Oh, I know I would. I know I would leave my chair and be like, yeah. Oh, man, I'll be all about that.
Absolutely.
All about that. I'd be like, I need to have a toast to this. Something. I don't even know what time it is. It's 8 in the morning. I don't care. Conker's coming out. It's for Conker.
Right?
You know? So,
oh, man.
all right, bro. So I think Conker's gotta be
Conker, man.
in the mix.
If you guys break out the Conker for
and they're already doing it for the HoloLens.
And I mean, to think about it, the thing is, like, that if it comes out as a launch title for the Scorpio, that shit, you know, that game is coming out around the exact same time as Super Mario Odyssey. Straight up direct platformer competition.
They used to be allies on the same console. Now they're selling 2 separate consoles, bro. But here's the thing. Does Microsoft really want to risk Conker becoming their, like, de facto mascot? Like, yeah, we just crushed Mario, but now we're stuck with Conker, bro. But the Conker they're using for the HoloLens is like Teen Conker or something. So
you know
they've
what?
shown him before, whatever derailed him. I don't know.
What? I'm gonna just throw this out there. If I was in charge of Microsoft and I had the option to make Conker Microsoft's gaming mascot, my answer would be yes.
I mean, I agree to a state. So think about this, bro. I don't think anyone's ever done this. Fuck, man, I kind of want to keep this in pocket so we can start a video game company, but we ain't got that kind of resources. But bro, what if companies, instead of just having like one mascot, you know, like Nintendo's Mario, obviously you got Link and other huge idols they got, or, you know, icons, not idols, icons.
Right.
But what if, like, they had like a mascot for the older crowd and one aimed at the younger crowd? Like, this is what you get for through. But hey, mom and dad, older peoples, whoever else, yo, when you put the kids to bed or when you get off of work and you go home, this is what we got for you.
We got that
Conker, baby.
Conker, baby.
And I think if they can leverage that into a strong exclusive,
oh man,
that would be something no one else has anything even close to.
That would be. Oh man, now that we've had this discussion, I do actually see a reality in which Microsoft could actually win this E3.
With Rare.
With Rare. It's got to be with Rare. I mean, you guys own Rare. What the fuck else
How'd
are
you
gonna
order your
do?
E3? Rare, baby.
Exactly.
They gotta do it, bro.
Exactly.
I'm actually excited about
that possibility.
Wow,
that.
bro.
I mean, here's hoping. Here's hoping. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. And apart from that, you got your possible Halo announcement of some sort. You got your Rare potential, which is a lot of fucking potential. And then you got, let's see.
Ooh, I got a Halo concept. Sorry, I keep jumping in,
You're
bro.
all good. Let's see.
One that could be done. It's a concept. We'll see if they ever make it.
Right.
Like the origin of Master Chief.
Ooh.
Tell that story. Like, you know, the first Halo, it picked up already in the midst of some shit.
Man, he was in a cooler and then he got out and he was like, what the fuck is going on?
Let's stop it, you know?
Right?
How did that motherfucker become that motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Gotta have an origin story. Maybe give him a face, maybe not. Probably easier to make the game if you give him a face. Keep
John
close.
is his name. What's John look like? I think I've seen him in some of the like Halo channel animated stuff that I've seen.
Right.
If I recall, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That
Master
certainly
Chief
would be.
Origins or something like that.
Exactly. Just a little spin-off thing to build up to Halo 6 or whatever.
Again, people will buy Halo.
Yeah, Halo still sells. I mean, Halo 5 didn't sell as well as Halo 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 as far as I remember. But part of that, I think, is attributed to the Xbox One, in my opinion, being the least successful of the three main consoles.
True. It was a good game.
It was a good game. I mean, you know, the campaign was a little short, but I enjoyed it. That being said, the multiplayer, oh my god, you guys. The multiplayer for Halo 4 and 5, 343, no. No. You are not
Bad.
Call of Duty. You are not Call of Duty. I'm just gonna say it one more time just in case. For emphasis. You're not Call of Duty. You're Halo. Make the multiplayer Halo again.
Man.
You don't fucking... Oh, man. You don't unlock weapons. You don't unlock gear that is anything more than cosmetic. You don't... Oh, man.
Here's what you do, 343. Okay? You guys are in Washington. It's legal there. You guys get you some good old tree.
Just smoke some weed.
You roll that shit up.
Sit down.
Check me out, though. Check me out. Check me out. You take it back. Alright? You get you them old 30-pound Xboxes. I want to say Xbox One, but I can't. The original Xbox. You get 2 of them shits. Get 2 rooms, a LAN cable. Stick them shits together. Smoke them joints, them J's, them blunts, whatever you got. Split your ass up 4 on 4. Maybe get a couple rooms or a couple setups like this going. Play you that shit. Couple of days. You'll understand what the essence of Halo multiplayer was and what it needs to be. And then just replicate that. You own the franchise. That's all we want, is that level of fun. Granted, we're not going to connect them in rooms, but that'll give you the spirit, man. I'm telling you. I mean, just a suggestion.
Well said. Well said. That's the thing. They've obviously, they gotta play these games and just recapture that, just realize what it was that made Halo so fucking good.
Yes, man.
I mean, for one thing, all the other stuff that was first-person shooter, like, the common thing that people say is, oh, Halo was only successful because there was no competition. No, man, there was Call of Duty back then. There was Medal of Honor back then. There
Fucking
was
Half-Life.
Counter-Strike back then. Half-Life, man. Shit. You know why Halo blew up is because it was all about that multiplayer, but it still had a campaign.
An amazing one.
Right? Oh, man. Hell of a campaign, hell of a universe, hell of a science fiction piece of... Like, that's one of the great examples
music?
of, like, oh, the music.
You want to press start? No game has made me want to press start more than that. Just, oh, what in the fuck is behind this title screen? Oh my god. You know what I mean? Like, oh god. I'll still hear that shit. I'm like, okay, it's going down. Where's my assault rifle? Yo, you got the little
It's a boy.
But yeah, man, so that would be fun. There's like a bunch they can do, man. So I'm trying to think of what was successful on the OG Xbox that Microsoft owned that they could like revive. You know what I mean? Something that hasn't been touched in a long time. Because I feel like something like that could.
I was thinking Fusion Frenzy.
Oh. I wouldn't put it past him. And I wouldn't put it past him to put it out and just really try to hype it. Like, here we got Fusion Frenzy. Like, you know how they just throw it in?
Connect!
Oh, God. Connect could be cool. Like, We got one downstairs. My girl loves the dance games with it, but I don't know what you can really use it for past that. I don't know. But hey, don't marry it to anything like that. Just put out a damn game playing system. Worry about accessories later. And now it's VR, but worry about accessories later.
Exactly.
Now, what could they bring back? OG Xbox, man. What was dope on that thing from Microsoft other than Halo? There was stuff. It's been so long. I can't think of it right now.
I don't have the answer. I'll be honest.
It's got it. Oh,
Fable.
Ooh. Yeah, you have to redeem Fable.
You gotta bring Fable back, man. That's the thing. The potential that Microsoft has blows my mind. Like the amount of shit that they could make.
Yeah.
Basically gets them caught up to almost, not entirely, but almost caught up to Sony.
It could if they do it right. They could pass it, bro. With the loyal Xbox fanboys out there.
Oh man, and all the third. I mean, honestly, you know, it's still got 30 million users out there with an Xbox One-ish, give or take. You know, maybe closer to 20 million, but that's technically still more than the Nintendo Switch and Wii U combined at this current point so far. Which is still, you know, technically, I mean, Microsoft's reputation is a little more fuzzy right now because we don't know what's going on with Scorpio 100%. That being said, I do feel like Nintendo is a little bit under more pressure for this E3, just because, you know, it is the first E3 since the Nintendo Switch has come out. It's, you know, a really good time to be taking that momentum to get people excited and keep those sales up and keep having those, you know, supply demand problems, because that will keep, you know, it keeps selling the system. They keep on making more, and even if they keep on making more and more than they have been making for launch, and they still keep on selling out, well, I mean, more people are getting them at a higher rate, which is good, and that means they can afford to do that even more so at a quicker rate. But that being said, it's like, you know, Nintendo for the Switch, they've got ARMS coming out next month, like we were saying earlier. We've got Splatoon 2 coming out the following month, and from there, all we know about is Super Mario Odyssey and maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming out, and Skyrim.
That would be fucking huge.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for me to stay out of the Switch game if all that happened.
Exactly. That's the thing. I mean, you know, we do want to figure out what is going on for the rest of the year for 2017, and, you know, what is going to be happening for the early half of 2018. We want to know the future, guys.
Yeah.
Like, we want to know what's coming up until the next E3.
And it better be thick.
Yep.
Better be thick. That's what I mean.
A lot of stuff, and I mean,
can't be a trickle no more.
Exactly. You know, I mean, you gotta have a good game coming out about every month. Give or take. Yeah, I mean, you guys get that. I mean, you guys can hold up about half of that, if not more sometimes. Sometimes you have better years than others. I remember 2014 being an excellent year for the Wii U. That being said, you know, you gotta get some stuff out for August, September, October. I assume Mario's coming out in November. I might be wrong, but I assume it's coming out in November, and December, and January, and February, and March, and April, and May. Like, I mean, you don't have to do all of that right now as far as dates, but you do have to show us all of those games. You got to show us all the games, man. All the games. Obviously, everyone wants Metroid on the Nintendo base.
Everyone in the world that, oh my god.
Everyone wants Metroid, and they don't want no fucking Federation Force.
No, they want Metroid.
They want
Prime, son.
Prime, man. Okay, so, I mean, if Nintendo does VR for the Switch, obviously, Metroid Prime 4, obviously, gotta happen. The
Samus Mask Limited Edition helmet for the VR.
Like, too unreal. Too good. We'd finally learn what Retro Studios has been working on this whole time, ever since they finally finished Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Bro, they've been working on Metroid Prime.
They have to.
I would bet so much money on it.
What else could they possibly have been doing this whole time?
And why else would they have been working on something else? Like, what would help your studio get money, which is why you're doing it more, they're doing a good Metroid Prime game.
There's nothing that will say to your fans louder than releasing Metroid Prime 4. After all this time, we know who buys our stuff. We know we know what we're selling to. We know who we're selling to, and we know what you guys want, and we are here to deliver.
Bro, this is happening. It's happening. They're announcing a Metroid game at this E3.
They fucking better.
Because think about this. When else could they announce one that would be more beneficial to them in this Switch endeavor they're on than the first E3? A few months after they've seen the potential that it has and how, there's a real interest in it. It's huge and a demand for it. You gotta stoke that fire.
Absolutely.
You throw that Metroid, even if it's, down the road a little bit, people will jump in early and start checking out what you got now because they know that Metroid's coming in. That would be that assurance they need, like, okay, I'm ready for this Switch thing. They just announced Metroid. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Exactly. If you guys actually do announce a new Metroid this year by Retro Studios, and it's like, oh man, if you actually do this, I will be surprised. Because it makes too much sense for Nintendo to do, and like we say, Nintendo is so hilariously unpredictable.
Oh my god, but we might get Metroid Golf or something. You know what I mean? Like Samus turns into a golf ball, Ridley comes and smacks her down the fucking range. You never know. You never know.
You never know with Nintendo. I will say, in all realisticness, I do think that a Metroid Prime 4 is more realistic than a Metroid Golf. If they announce Metroid Golf, they are not good. Like, they're just fucking trolling at that point. And I mean, you're allowed to troll Nintendo. You're allowed to. But only in small doses, kind of like the Korok seeds and the final Korok seed in Breath of the Wild. Don't think we don't know that those are all Korok poop. That is a fine little moment of trolling that the community can take. But Metroid Golf, man,
no one's ever trolled that hard.
No one's trolled that hard
ever.
Federation Forces, ever. Star Fox Zero. None of that was trolling that hard.
Although the new 2DS XL is trolling pretty fucking hard.
A little bit. And you know what? Now that you bring that up, I'm glad you bring it up because that's the thing that can affect this E3 a lot. I think my tendency that I notice at E3 a lot is I'm excited for this new shit that's coming out. It's coming out. It's going to be great. Oh, man, they're showing a lot of 3DS titles that I don't give no fucks about. Oh, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a 3DS. I love my 3DS. I probably have like $500 of content on that 3DS, and if that shit breaks, so will my heart. That being said...
You got the new model, baby. Free up.
Right? That being said, I am way more excited for the Switch. I've had my 3DS since launch. I can't believe it. I got the 3DS before Ocarina of Time 3D came out. I didn't have any games for it the first month I owned it.
You just had it.
Like, I just had it. I had the downloadable features and stuff. I had the augmented reality, which was not really that good. It was like you had to have like super lighting in your house in order to actually get that thing to work all the time.
Buy some studio lights.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that they explored later on whatsoever, really. And you had to have these, like, cards, like, they were like deck cards, and you had to have those things in order for it to work, and I fucking lost those.
Oh.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did the right thing by not going deeper into that.
There obviously wasn't enough interest. People were probably like,
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I love my 3DS, but I've moved on. I'm ready for more Switch stuff, more Switch stuff, and more Switch stuff. Obviously, you guys, with your announcement of that new Nintendo 2DS XL you have, I can take it no other way than you making a statement as bold as, yes, we are still supporting the 3DS and 2DS, right now, and we are going to until the Switch is successful enough for us to profit off of software sales there instead. I mean, there's no...
I'll accept the hype reel of what's to come for 2DS footage, but don't talk about it.
Right?
Just show me a video that says, what's to come for 2DS.
Right.
And then show like little clips, and we move on. With the title, show the title.
Yep.
Move on.
Yep.
Switch. You have to do only Switch, man.
Right? I mean, maybe if there's a title big enough for the 3DS, like a Pokemon Stars or Eclipse or whatever the spin-off for Sun and Moon will be, that's a game that's big enough to have its own little trailer. That's fine. But I mean, you know, apart from that, Switch.
Yeah, they gotta be
Switch. Give us that Metroid, give us that Smash Bros for Switch, and I don't mean like a brand new Smash Bros. I mean the one for the 3DS and Wii U, but for the Switch, and have all the stages, have all the characters, and add in maybe 1 or 2 or 3 characters, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, you know, and add some stages and just make it the deluxe version.
Can I make a Smash Brothers prediction?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm full of these predictions tonight. It's just, this is what I would love to see. And I think it would sell a lot of Switches. Smash Brothers Anthology, bro.
Oh.
One game. All the characters that's ever been in Smash Brothers. All the stages. The best mini games. You know, the best, the collectibles. You know, put some new stuff in there as far as some stages, maybe some new characters, but...
Right.
Man, if they do that, kind of like Mario Kart did with, you know, taking tracks from everywhere.
Yeah.
But just take it all. It's fucking Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I gotta back that up. Make it the ultimate Smash Bros. Game. Make it play just like the Wii U version. Have all the characters from that, and the ones that you're missing from Brawl, and all the ones you're missing from Melee, and all the DLC characters, and add a couple more characters, and have all the stages from all the games, and all the modes from all the games, and all the items from all the games, and all the trophies from all the games. Just make it one big, huge Smash Bros. And if you do that, if you take that port and you just make it that big, you don't even need a new Smash Bros. For the Switch. You really don't.
You just made this Smash Bros.
You just
made
made
the epitome
like
of Smash Bros.
The magnum opus of Smash Bros. Which is like, that would be awesome. And even throw all the other games in there. Throw the original in if you're trying to play the original. Throw
just the content though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even saying like throw like the whole like a redo of the original, but
well, I mean,
just put it in there, you know?
I would say, I mean, put it in there, but at the same time also make it like, certain people still play Melee, and they play Tournament Melee and stuff.
Word.
And I mean, you know, they're gonna want to play the fucking Melee engine and stuff. And I mean, you know, even like my brother, for instance, he actually prefers the original, the 64 version. And I mean, you know, if you still want to be able to play those ones, maybe you should. And I mean, I guess now that I think about it, they have that virtual console.
That's what I was gonna say. If I'm Nintendo, I'm like, virtual console, motherfucker, you buying that shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once I thought of that, I was like, maybe not bring in the games. But absolutely, just make it a huge Super Smash Bros. Like, you know, just all the stages, all the characters, all the items, all the modes.
Man. Like, you bring back that Melee side game and hitting that freaking heavy bag as far as you can, or, you know, like, this stuff like that, man. Hell yeah. Just give us the content. I think that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Absolutely.
So I think going to that, I think Smash Brothers gets announced.
Yeah.
In some form.
I think so too, honestly. You know, with Mario Kart 8 selling as well as it did, it only makes sense. I'm sure they had been planning it this whole time. That being said, I think, you know, we want that Metroid, we want that Smash. What else are we wanting or expecting from Nintendo?
It's like my heart wants to want this, but at this point, I don't know if I actually do anymore because I've just been let down so many times. And you probably know what I'm going to talk about, even if you don't know off the top of your head. You're
I
like,
can make a couple guesses.
Yeah, it's Nintendo.
It's Nintendo, so it's got to be F-Zero or Earthbound.
Ooh, actually, neither.
Oh, shit. Well, then, in that case, maybe,
Because I really want an F-Zero and an Earthbound.
Yeah.
Like, my heart and soul actually both want these.
Oh, fuck. Dude, of course. There's also Star Fox.
There you go.
Yep.
It's like I want a Star Fox game, then I'm like, that might just bastardize my memories of Star Fox further if they do put another one out.
Yep, I did not buy Star Fox Zero, Nintendo. You know why I didn't buy Star Fox Zero? Because it was another remake of Star Fox 64. I bought that remake on my 3DS like 5 or 6 years ago. Why would you remake that game again? Well, I mean, I got that the controls were new, I got that stuff was kind of new, but it was basically a reimagining of Star Fox 64, and I took offense to that. That was not a new Star Fox game. How dare you sell a game and say it's a new Star Fox game, but also say it's not a new Star Fox game and not making a new Star Fox game. Mm-hmm. I want new environments, I want new characters, I want a new story, I want new villains, I want you to make an actual full... Holy crap. Like, I mean, Star Fox Assault I thought was great, but you haven't gone back to that or really expanded on that whatsoever. You just keep going back to 64 for some reason.
Yeah, man, we gotta have a revival for that. So, and part of me feels like, I don't know, a lot of people might feel that way. I don't know if they have a Star Fox announcement. Maybe they just do like the obligatory Star Fox game.
Right.
I hope they don't treat it like that if they do, that it's the obligatory game. I hope they really dive into it.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think they're gonna announce a Star Fox here?
No, I don't think they will.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I think that if Star Fox is in our future, it's a little further down the line.
Okay. That makes sense. I agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, but that being said, I would love it, and if they did happen, mind blown, absolutely. I do think we're gonna get an announcement of Pokemon Stars or Eclipse or whatever that shit is.
For Switch?
No, for the 3DS. I think that's definitely gonna be a 3DS title. But I do think that maybe we'll also get a Pokemon Switch game like announcement, and what that is,
yeah,
we can only imagine. Like maybe it's just a, typical Pokemon game, but with really, 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 really good graphics, and it still, plays like a 2D game, but looks 3D, like the 3DS ones.
Bro, I remember Pokemon Snap?
Yeah.
What if they did like a Pokemon Go, like Snap, like hybrid?
Oh, dude, that would be cool. That would be cool.
With the Switch, you know what I mean?
That'd be really cool.
That it's compatible with Switch. But I think they gotta announce a Pokemon game to get kids buying Switches more too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do think that the Switch, at the way it's built, and, with all the multiple pieces and the durability or lack thereof of the thing, you almost never take it out with you without a case. I mean, I bring it here, but, it's from a house to another house.
Yeah.
I'm going to be playing it inside. I'm not playing it on a bus or, in a park or anything.
I got you.
But, I mean, the Switch is like, as... it's technically portable and it's able to be taken on the go. You can just throw it in your backpack, no big deal. But it's not as much of a kid's console, I think. I mean, you can definitely have kids play it. It's not like, VR where you have to be 12 or older for PlayStation VR or some shit. But it's definitely less kid-proof.
Kid-proof, but them buttons are kid size, I know that, man. Shit.
That much is true. That shit is small.
Yeah.
Small controllers. Oh, man, I really want a Pro controller.
But when does not being kid-proof stop anything, man? They don't even make cell phones adult-proof. You know what I mean? Exactly. Them things is breaking left and right. People still snatching them up.
Right. So Pokemon, we gotta get some Pokemon on there.
Yeah. I think that's a given. The obligatory franchise appearance.
Absolutely.
Or one of the many to come.
One of the many. But I mean, if Nintendo's three biggest as far as money is concerned, Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And announcement-wise, they've already gotten 2 out of the way. Release-wise, they've already gotten 1 out of the way. So, we got Zelda this year, we're getting Mario this year. Holy shit. We're getting a new Zelda, we got the new Zelda game already, and we're getting a new Mario game in the same year.
It's gonna be a good year, man. Those games, Mario looks great.
But
you gotta have more than that. You gotta have more than that. Nintendo's got a lot, and they're stable. You think a new Donkey Kong related property is thrown out?
Hopefully not by Rare. I mean, Retro, excuse me. Hopefully not by Retro.
That would be
awesome. I mean, if it were by Rare, then I don't see that happening.
Can't happen.
Can't really happen unless Microsoft were like, hey, Nintendo, heard you would like Rare too.
We'll sell them.
There you go.
We'll be idiots and sell all the potential we could Launch the Scorpio with.
Nintendo's just like, thank you.
Serious.
You can keep Conker though.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, Nintendo wouldn't want them back.
They would,
Dude, Conker.
Yeah.
We can't bring that up too much because I want to be like, man, why aren't they?
Right? E3's gonna come and they're not gonna announce Conker. We're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Serious, man. They're afraid to compete with South Park. Alright, so Nintendo predicts. I'm trying to think if I got any that I want to put out there for Nintendo.
Do you think we'll see anything about Beyond Good and Evil 2?
I mean, I've been here with that game for so long. That and Dre's Detox. I don't know. They're probably releasing together. You know, I don't know, man. We'll see on that front. Part of me feels like, I guess I'm about to say the same as is on the screensaver. It's ironic. A Metroid and or Super Metroid remasters, bro.
Ooh, I would like a Super Metroid remastered, Nintendo. I would play it. I would be willing to restart my file to play a remastered version because I'm a little bit more than halfway through the game. I hate admitting this, but I've never beaten a Metroid game.
Well, they're hard as fuck, bro.
They really are. I've beaten almost all the Zelda games, minus 3 or 4. I want to say, yeah, 4. Triforce Heroes and all the Game Boy ones.
It's a lot of Zelda.
Yeah,
played, bro.
a lot of Zelda, man.
Holy shit.
I've gotten down, man. And I have all the other ones that I haven't beat. I just haven't beaten them yet.
Man.
Yeah.
Zelda, you got 200 hours in this latest Zelda. So, god damn, bro. I wonder, what portion of your life you've spent in Hyrule.
Oh, man. Well, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Like, almost, you got 150 hours or 170 hours for Breath of the Wild alone. You got at least 20 hours for each of the OG games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It did take me 20 hours to beat Adventure of Link. 20 hours.
Adventure of Link.
That shit was hard. That's one of the hardest games I've ever beat. That's like Dark Souls. Harder than Dark Souls.
Zelda Souls.
Shit was
Man, when are they gonna make that game?
Oh, I would.
Nintendo and From Software partner in Zelda Souls.
I mean, if it were up to me, it would be Metroid Souls, but.
Oh my god, bro. You could do both.
Yeah, dude.
Kind of like fucking Surge.
Just get those guys who made those remakes of Ocarina and Majora's Mask. And
on the Unreal Engine, Unreal 4?
Get them on the Unreal Engine and be like, hey guys, you're getting to make a Zelda Souls and a Metroid Souls. You get to choose which one to do first.
Nintendo, stop suing those guys and hire them.
I would say Zelda Souls first. Right? Hire them.
Don't sue them, hire them.
Dude, you know what? Buy them.
Get them on your team. And let them make that awesome shit they're showing everyone that you were trying to cease and desist on. Come on, man.
That's another, you know what, before we get into third party for Nintendo, I do want to cover that. But before we get into that, is there anything else you'd think that they might announce, Virtual Console or,
Well, yeah, they gotta do Virtual Console related stuff. They gotta have something about the online functionality, because that's kind of
I definitely agree.
Potential sore spot. Part of me wonders, are they gonna announce some kind of dock that's gonna come out down the road to up the graphics or resolution for certain screens,
and just make
and compete? Because here's the thing, with Scorpio dropping, the Pro being out, they put themselves in a position to be kind of on the plane graphically 1080p for 5 minutes until everyone else is like, all right, see you 1080p. So now they're back in the same place they were with the Wii when the PS3 and Xbox 360 were out. So I kind of feel like they're gonna address that some way at some point. I don't know if E3 is gonna be, but I think that might be the last thing I say that might be coming to mind, is something that could come up,
Right. Well, let's see. To throw in on that, I love the idea, and I think that it would be a tremendous thing for third-party support to be able to have a dock that made the Switch able to play those games without, messing up, one thing that I'd heard is that Minecraft runs at 720p on the Switch. I think, yeah, 720p instead of 1080p. And the reason,
interesting.
Yeah, and you know, I heard this and I looked into it. I was watching a Review Tech USA video by Rich, and he was talking about how when he had done the research, the developers had clarified that there was some sort of, when they were running the game in 1080p, it was running perfectly fine. But there was a problem between what happened when you had it in dock mode and take it out of the Switch. And that would make sense because the Switch itself, the screen is not 1080p.
Yeah.
But it's capable of running 1080p on a TV that is 1080p. So that being said, as long as they make a dock and they make it in such a way where taking it in and out of the system isn't going to fuck with the game at all. Obviously, you can't play the game in handheld if it's going to be in 1080p, and you know, if you get a game for the Switch, I'm pretty sure they're going to say on the box of the game whether or not it's console mode only. If they do that. Now that being said, if they do this, they cannot do what they've been doing with the Pro controllers, the Switch itself obviously, the Amiibos, the Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Mini Edition, and with anything else that a shit ton of people have wanted that you haven't been making enough of. I think that would be a definite issue for Nintendo if they do this, unless they learn how to, if they don't put enough out. And I think they will not put enough out if they do that.
Well, I feel like they know their install base to a point now. You gotta at least cover the projected demand for that, and then for new users that might be coming on, because that might be another one of those things like, oh, okay, that was the only thing keeping me away from the Switch was the graphics.
It's just like,
let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Let's go. And then developers they'll think the same thing.
Exactly. They won't be tiptoeing in with like, well, we'll give you a FIFA game, but we know FIFA's gonna sell, and we make so much money off of FIFA. It sells more. We make more money off of FIFA than every other game we put out combined. So we're already pretty much covered with that.
Exactly.
But I don't know about anything else.
Right.
You're gonna have to flip this FIFA, man.
Yeah. And imagine what that does for you guys, for Nintendo, for you guys as a development team. You know, you're still new to the HD era. We get that, but you've been doing really good with the Wii U as far as graphical capabilities, and obviously the Switch as well. That being said, the two main titles that you've made for the Switch are games that are also available on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Switch only, man.
Yeah, I mean, Splatoon 2 and ARMS are going to be the first of that, and Super Mario Odyssey is going to be the first big example of that. That being said, we would really like some more emphasis on the Switch-only stuff, because we know the Switch is more powerful than the Wii U. We know it's obviously more powerful than the 3DS or the new Nintendo 2DS XL.
And while we're on it, I mean, since Nintendo's in the mood to, you know, release things they don't need to release because there's already stuff out there, I would kind of like to see some Joy-Con redesigning, you know, as far as button sizes, you know, a way to make them not feel so weird when you have them in Joy-Con only mode, you know, paddle mode or whatever you want to call that.
Right.
You know, I think that would be cool. You know, like get that kind of fleshed out, a different model of that. Ain't no hurting that. You just put out a new 2DS, so I mean,
right? Exactly.
Some Joy-Con already.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe even a new Switch. Well, no, I would say it's way too soon for a new Switch, like a Switch Mini or something like that. I mean, I've heard rumors of that, like a portable only Switch that is smaller that you can just take on the go, but still has the same specs. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. I don't think they're going to do that.
I feel like they go the opposite way. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like a tablet-sized fucking Switch.
Right.
Has some huge Joy-Con.
I do feel like the more power added dock is a opposite direction kind of thing. Instead of making it more of a handheld, make it more of a console and make it more powerful, and, you know, like you were saying, you know, like fucking make it so that more people will buy it because it's power was the issue for them, and make it so that developers will do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you know, if they're actually doing this, I bet that their third-party announcements are gonna be off the fucking hook.
Oh my god, bro! If they did that, can you imagine?
Like, I bet that everything that's been coming out for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One that isn't exclusively for either of those is gonna be coming if Nintendo does this dock thing. But I don't think they're gonna do it. I hope they do, but I don't think they are. That being said, I'm going to take it back to the third-party stuff for Nintendo and what I think is going to be going on there. So, when it comes to, you know, these months this year that they're kind of missing the gaps of, I do think third parties are going to fill a little bit of, and I do think Skyrim is going to be an October release. That's my guess, is an October release for the Switch. I think Mario's going to be in November. I think Xenoverse is going to be announced for December. Or not Xenoverse, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think that's going to be December. I think Xenoverse might be announced for a September release. And let's see.
That's still a lot of already out games.
Yeah, exactly. That is a lot of stuff that's already out, and you know, that's great. It's third-party support for the Switch. But, you know,
new shit, man.
We need new stuff, and that is the thing. It's going to be a lot easier to get the new stuff if you have a more powerful dock. That being said,
you know, this is a pipe dream for Nintendo. This actually wouldn't happen. I feel like Sega is gearing up for some shit.
Dude. We're going to take it back to Sega in a moment. We're definitely going to go back to Sega. I wanted to talk to you about that. But, let's see. What was I going to bring up? Something about, I do think, for third party for Nintendo, I'm sorry to kind of...
Oh, I was just gonna say if they could partner with Sega on some shit. Try to become like some exclusive, like, for some of their properties.
Get some Bayonetta 3, get some Platinum in there, maybe some Bayonetta 3, maybe some Sonic exclusives. You know, Nintendo and Sega have had some decent relations here and there since their competitive days, so that much I can agree with. Absolutely. I think that they can really collaborate, and you know, I'm just gonna bring it out there while you were talking about Sega. Sega's talking about making a comeback in the next like 4 years or so. They're talking about bringing back all of their IPs, like all their good shit.
Hearing about that shit.
Yeah, dude, like, that's gonna be the next 4 years or so for Sega, and they're gonna make Sonic good again. I think they're gonna bring back.
Sonic looks cool. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Make your own character and shit.
Like, damn, that looks nuts.
It's like a Xenoverse and Sonic, bro.
That'll be the first Sonic game I've bought since Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube. Like,
great game.
Oh, that's my favorite Sonic game, oddly enough.
Great game.
Amazing game. Wow.
Oh, Sega has so much in there.
Oh, man. That would
they could go back to. Holy
that would be
shit.
Nuts. But,
dude, if I was Microsoft, bro, I might even buy Sega.
Yeah, I would
be like,
too.
you know what? You're our chief fucking developer. Or one of them. You and Rare. Let's make the house that Scorpio. You know, let's you two compose the house of Scorpio, built on your pillars. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. So like,
shit.
Best case scenario for Xbox this year, for this year's E3, they announced 1, we're bringing Rare back, baby. Number 2, we just bought Sega. Number 3, Halo.
Also bought Oculus.
Oh, number 4. Right? Yeah, number 3, Oculus. Number 4, Xbox Scorpio is fucking powerful and it's $400.
Oh wait.
And Forza bundle. That's best case scenario.
Take that console and PC market. What? Establishing our foothold. Hey. Alright. So we covered Microsoft and Nintendo. Let's head over to the current kings of the console game.
The Sonys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen on that front. They're hard to predict because they're in such good shape. They can almost do anything they want. Which excites me, man.
Now, here's the thing, though. There are, like I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, there are a few games that have not been released that have been announced last year. And those games, for Sony at least, entail your Death Stranding, your God of War, and your Activision Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, I think I wouldn't include The Last of Us Part 2 since that wasn't announced at E3. I believe that was a Game Awards announcement.
Was it? Or the Sony Experience?
Yeah,
whatever
the
they call
Sony Experience,
that.
whatever that is.
I can't remember what it's called right now.
Point is, it was Last of Us was not announced at E3, at least Part 2. I'm pretty sure the first one was, but the second one, no. So I'm sure that those 3 games, well, those 4 games actually, will be coming back. We're gonna see more Death Stranding. We're gonna see more Last of Us. We're gonna see more Spider-Man and more God of War. I don't know if we'll see gameplay for Last of Us or Death Stranding.
I think we will for Last of Us. I don't think for Death Stranding yet.
Yeah.
I think that game's still like 2 years off.
I do think that Death Stranding is further off than The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That.
Last of Us, I think, is about due to get some gameplay, honestly. You know, it's been a hot minute since we saw that, CG trailer.
Oh, yeah.
What if that was a game engine? Holy shit. Probably was.
Probably was.
So, I mean, we'll get some of that. I can almost guarantee that we'll get some of that. The Final Fantasy VII. That
Final Fantasy VII.
We gotta see
some Final Fantasy there.
I mean, that's probably more. That's multi-platform. That's more Square's conference. But
yeah, but I mean,
it's coming out on PS4 first.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're on that topic, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts 3. Gotta have that Kingdom Hearts 3.
You just released that
Sony,
compilation.
Square, you gotta have Kingdom Hearts. You gotta have your Final Fantasy. You know what to do. Get it done. Make it work. That being said, do they really ever do DLCs at E3? Do they ever do that?
Yeah, they announced. I mean, the Uncharted will be there, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure Lost Legacy is going to be there without a doubt.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because of Horizon Zero Dawn. You think we're going to get a DLC snippet at E3?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really do. That's a great point. Because, man, it's been long enough and they saw how much of a beast that game is. And that IP is going to be a monster for a long time.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of room to go with that story. I haven't finished it and I want more. I want more story. I'm going to go back in and try to platinum that game eventually. But
hell yeah.
I would love to play through one of that. So that had me hooked, especially once it really got into it, got rolling. You started figuring out why the world is what it is, where these robot animals come from and all of that.
Oh, man.
Because at first it's just kind of a cool looking, real cool concept. All right, I'll go with it. But it gets justified in a major way, and it's freaking awesome. And I would love to see a little more of that before they take it to wherever they're going to take it with the next, entry in the franchise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a great point. What else is due on Sony's end? I'm trying to think. I feel like a new Ratchet and Clank game might get announced.
That would be nice.
Cause that was I feel like they're trying to establish that as a franchise that's pretty heavy again.
Well, let's see. Who's who's developing the Spider-Man game? Is it just a Activision Entertainment and Analysis department?
Let's look it up. We got a big ass screen hooked to the computer right in front of us.
Because I'm not sure. But I think it might be Insomniac doing that fucking Spider-Man game.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's Insomniac, bro.
Yeah, so
it's about to be out.
Yeah, that's the thing. That if that Spider-Man game gets a fucking good gameplay, video, good trailer, and a release date for this year, that's gonna be awesome. I don't think that's coming out next year. I bet that's coming out this year.
Oh, it's gotta come out this year, bro.
Yeah.
It's so high. There's so much superhero hype.
It is Insomniac.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. In that case, they are the ones that did Ratchet, right? We might as well click on them just to make sure. I don't know.
No, yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Well, in that case, I do think that Spider-Man's going to be the more pushed thing for E3 this year than Ratchet and Clank. I do think that we'll get a Ratchet and Clank next year at E3. That I can definitely predict with confidence.
You know what game hasn't been, had anything happen in a few years?
Let's hear it.
Might be due. Might be due.
Might be.
Infamous.
Another
Infamous.
Okay, so let's see. Would you rather have another Infamous or another Ratchet and Clank? Which one would you like to see next?
I would say Infamous because it's been longer.
Right.
And I'm personally a fan of that series.
Just straight up Infamous 3.
Actually, check this out. I think this is Insomniac too. Man, alright. This is some good shit, bro. Resistance.
Resistance. That could be a good one.
You know, because they did
Resistance
Killzone
4.
already. I don't see them really going back to that for a minute.
Yeah.
Resistance hasn't been a hit for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That could definitely be something they bring back.
And I can see people getting excited about that.
Absolutely.
You know, I can see that being a good one.
That could be fun. You know, it's pretty interesting with this generation, with the PlayStation 4, it being the most successful console, and with Sony getting the deal with Call of Duty to get all the content first for their console instead. And, you know, I mean, after Killzone for PlayStation 4, they didn't really have a first-person shooter for a while outside of that deal with Activision for Call of Duty. I mean, you know, both main platforms got their Destiny. They both got the, you know, Battlefield. They both got Battlefront. Microsoft had the first Titanfall, but not the second one exclusive. You know, they didn't. I mean, Sony doesn't really have a first-person shooter that's like, you know, going strong right now. Because since Killzone's done, now that Horizon Zero Dawn is the big thing for that company, they're probably gonna let that company make the sequel, and you know, let that series go on as long as they desire for it to. And, you know, we'll see how long it lasts. Uncharted was 4 games, and, you know, technically some spin-offs, but Naughty Dog is doing this new one. I'd consider Lost Legacy like a whole game, like a whole Uncharted game.
Yeah, I would too, man. I would too. It's going to be big.
Yeah.
It's going to be good, too. It looks like it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to explore Chloe in I can't think of her name right now, man. Nadine.
Nadine.
Boom. Yeah. Yeah, fucking Chloe and Nadine. It could be interesting. They're both badasses in their own way, man. Nadine beat the shit out of Nate a couple of times in Uncharted 4.
I remember that. Oh, man.
Shit out of her.
That was a
There's a bad woman right there.
Yeah.
You kick your ass quick. That'd be cool to be able to wield that, you know, expertise. Yeah, so they'll definitely have that. And I think, honestly, they're in such good position. We might see more original IPs than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or at an E3 EP.
Yeah.
At an E3, though. I really do.
Yeah.
Especially with Horizon Zero Dawn killing it the way it did. I think, not just with Sony, I think just industry-wide, that's going to have an effect of,
new IPs.
I'm a little more comfortable with putting out and taking some risks. Because they specifically took the riskiest sounding idea and ran with it, which is what I love. When I heard that, I was like, and see what you get.
You see what you get?
That's the reward. This game is amazing.
Like,
you gotta take a risk to adopt that concept.
Oh, man. And that's the thing, like, okay, so Sony already has, this year, you had Neo, you had Gravity Falls 2, you had Nier Automata, you had Horizon Zero Dawn. All exclusive, and we're not even halfway through the year, like. And then on top of that, they got their Resident Evil 7, they got their Injustice 2, got their Farpoint.
Farpoint.
Yeah,
man. Dude. Let's talk about that for a quick second.
Yeah.
You gotta try it. I know the motion sometimes gets to you a little bit.
It does a bit.
So I have to work you in. I know some other games are coming out that are using that aim controller, so maybe not Farpoint, because I can see that one maybe mess with you a little bit.
Right.
But that aim controller is the shit. And I think there's gonna be aim-related content released. And also, E3 prediction. I wish we had graphics that could pop up in listeners' faces as they hear this, because it'd be like E3 prediction time.
Right.
I think there's gonna be some VR support for some pretty major first-person shooter type games, or even other games that might even already be out announced. You know, like you can play this. Like I know Farpoint. I almost said that. Freaking oh dang it! What's the word? I could see the graphic. Fallout. Why couldn't I get that out of my head right now? Freaking Fallout 4, they're doing a VR version, which I know we're gonna see there. I know it's a PC though. Valve's doing the Vive thing.
Word.
But I think that combined with Farpoint and this aim controller, I think we're gonna see some cool stuff, some more fully fleshed out experiences.
Very good. That's good. Yeah. No, I think that we're gonna see some VR from PlayStation without a doubt. I do think that's gonna be the thing. I do think more games are going to be VR capable from this point forward. Resident Evil 7. alone makes me want to get the VR for my PlayStation. Like, that's a whole new experience. Like, that sounds awesome. But anyway, let's see. Apart from that, I do think we're gonna get a new IP from Sony this year. At least one. At least one. There is a game by Media Molecule called Dreams that was announced last year. I think that's gonna come back.
I think that's gonna be very heavily, centered on the PSVR. That game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That looks interesting and abstract, to say the least.
Definitely. So we can expect to see that. Apart from that, like you said, Resistance maybe. We're definitely gonna get. We're certain about. We know we're gonna get our God of War, Last of Us, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
We know we're gonna get our the other two big ones, Uncharted Lost Legacy and Spider-Man. Those are like the 5 big ones that I can guarantee we're gonna get something out of. But apart from that, we got maybe Resistance 3. We got some VR support.
4.
Resistance 4, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. You got your.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
I love when they bring back a timely good property, man.
Exactly.
I think a new Crash Bandicoot game is somewhere in the future too, man.
Yeah, I
they
think
did
so
that
too.
collection. They weren't just doing that as a one-off.
Yeah.
I mean, Naughty Dog is looking for some new shit to do.
Well, I mean,
We
do
got
you
some
think
free
that
time,
if they make a
free
Crash
space in
Bandicoot game, is it going to be Naughty Dog?
Wait, does Naughty Dog own it anymore? I don't think they do.
I'm pretty sure that it's either Naughty Dog or Sony, but either way, if not...
Is it? That's probably
sure.
still, dude. I don't know if they sold that shit back in there or what.
That
I
being
don't know
said-
why I have that. Let's look it up, man.
Yeah, no, I mean... Yeah. Let's see.
Naughty Dog.
If Naughty Dog does have Crash Bandicoot as a thing still, I do think, I think that Naughty Dog's gonna do other stuff. If they do make another Crash Bandicoot and it is a Sony exclusive, like the re-release is gonna be, I think that if they make a new one, it's gonna be a different developer owned by Sony. I think Naughty Dog is... Personally, I think they're too precious to use on a Crash Bandicoot game. Not that I think Crash Bandicoot is awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's Naughty Dog, dude. Like, if you could pick any one game company on the planet, any game developer on the planet, I would pick Naughty Dog to be the one that I owned, because, I mean, maybe, I think it
I'd
varies
probably
from
choose
person to
Blizzard if I
person.
could own one.
Yeah, Blizzard would be.
I'm banking out with
That
them.
would be nuts.
They make games and them shits make money for fucking years.
Right. But I mean, if I could walk into a game studio, a game development studio, and just tell them what their next game is going to be, I would, best case scenario, that development team is Naughty Dog, because they can make some crazy ass shit. Like The Last of Us still kind of blows my mind when I look back on it. But let's see, did we find out, is Naughty Dog still...
Yeah, they still got it. Looks like.
Word.
I'm trying. Oh, Remedy. That's right.
Okay, so Remedy Entertainment.
I feel like another Quantum Break come on the Xbox. Now we're digressing, but that just came to my mind. I want to look that up real quick.
Right. Yeah, no, we could definitely see a Quantum Break for Microsoft if they did it for the Scorpio. That'd be awesome. I'd be cool with that. I still have to play or try the first one.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But I feel like stuff like that, man. Like just new kind of just different games, man. So Sony is hard to predict for me, man. I kind of get these notions from Nintendo and Microsoft, I feel.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to kind of get a pulse on Sony just because they're just killing it, man.
They really are. They really are. I mean, for all we know, oh man.
Oh, we're gonna see superhero games from Square. I know that.
Dude, what if we see the new game from Eco?
Whoa.
That would be nuts. If we actually saw it this soon, like at least a CGI trailer from them, just fresh off the heels of The Last Guardian, which I I have to admit, I still have to play.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet either.
I'm definitely planning on getting it one day.
Yeah, I want to try it out, man. I think that'd be cool. I feel like it might be a little early on that.
I mean, I'm just not trying to pay $50 for it. I mean, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm still not trying to pay $50. I know that the game took like 9 years to come out, or however ridiculously long. But I'm just not trying to pay that much for a game that seems like, you know, probably not all that crazy bigger or different than Shadow of the Colossus or Eco, which I've played both of already.
Yeah. Yeah. It does look interesting to play and look good. I'll play it eventually when the price is right, you know, when it piques my interest the most.
Right.